What's going on, everyone? Mike Kadlick and Tayler Kyles here for CLNS Media on the practice fields outside of Gillette Stadium as the Patriots just wrapped up day 2 of their 2024 training camp. A reminder, we're powered by Game Time. Head over to Game Time. Use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Taylor, let's talk about the defense. The good unit on the Patriots, frankly. Major storyline today, I would say, is Davon Godchaux in the middle of a contract dispute. Did not show up for practice, did not participate in practice. He was out here eventually without a helmet on, had his jersey on. But he didn't hear. He wasn't here. Looks like a holdout to me. What do you make of the Godchaux situation?
Yeah, it was weird. And it was obviously Godchaux goes from holding in during minicamp. Then he's a full participant yesterday.
Yep.
So I'm not going to jump to the conclusion of like, oh, it's another hold-in or anything like that, because it just doesn't really add up.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, he wasn't here early on, but then showed up and was on the sidelines. Typically, that's an indication a guy is hurt in some way. Again, we're not jumping to any conclusions. No reports have come out, but it was odd. Another interior defensive lineman that didn't really fully participate today was Christian Barmore, who, according to Mark Daniels, was actually under the weather today. And in their place, we saw Daniel Equale at nose tackle and free agent signing Armand Watts at defensive tackle for Christian Barmore. So some insight into maybe what the twos look like behind the top guys. But yeah, the Patriots were a little bit light on the defensive front.
Yeah, I would say on that, just keep the eye on Godchaux. We'll see with the contract. We'll obviously see with the injury situation too. Kind of odd that he does come out here with his jersey on and everything, but we'll keep you updated as things happen on that front. The other thing we should touch on is the cornerback position, because Christian Gonzalez remains as CB1, but again today, a second day in a row, Jonathan Jones is the outside corner opposite Gonzalez, and Marcus Jones gets those first reps in the slot. We talked to Kyle Duggar about that. The rest of the defensive back room here, and Marcus Jones said that Marcus Jones is, a communicator, brings the energy to the room. What do you make of the cornerback rotation? Then we see Alex Austin and Isaiah Bolden take the second reps as the outside cornerback. So what do you make of the whole situation on the secondary today?
So Marcus Jones definitely looks like he's the top slot corner.
Yeah.
Had himself a breakup against Jalen Polk where it was kind of similar to Jonathan Jones's breakup yesterday.
Yeah.
Just absolutely smothered him downfield. Really, there was nowhere for the pass to go. It kind of just bounced off him because of where the position that he was in. But behind him, we did see Jonathan Jones take some snaps in the slot with the second group. He played a little bit of safety. He mostly was outside.
He's everywhere.
But you really saw his versatility and being able to line up everywhere today. And then still that outside corner spot opposite Christian Gonzalez. I feel like Jonathan Jones is someone who they probably want as the default. Mayo, we've touched on it a few times, but he has said that the veterans aren't going to get 100% of the reps because you know what you're getting. You want to give young guys opportunities. We saw that with Alex Austin outside at times. We saw Marco Wilson opposite Christian Gonzalez a little bit. Even Marcus Jones on the outside. So it's tough to get a beat on exactly what this group's going to look like, but I mentioned yesterday, I think there's going to be a rotation. Still determine how deep that rotation is going to be, especially with Marcus Jones outside for the first time that we've seen. Interesting battle there, but a lot of players that are going to be competitive. Going to be fun to see what happens when the pads come on.
Definitely an amoeba secondary, guys who can play corner, inside, outside, safety, all that stuff. Jonathan Jones told us on Tuesday down here when we spoke to him at Gillette that he will basically play wherever the team needs him, and they're definitely doing that with him this time around, continuing to use him basically all over the defensive backfield. Finally, speaking of the defensive backfield, let's talk about the safeties, because Brendan Schooler, who sort of comes in this year as the second coming of Matthew Slater, if you will, as that sort of special teams guru, special teams leader, played a lot of safety today. Yeah. And we sort of put the two and two together that Marte Mapu wasn't getting a ton of reps in the backfield. So what do you think of Schooler? Can he become a safety as well as just a special teams guy? And what do you make of Mapu not being on here and participating in 11s?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the reason was that Mapu wasn't really participating fully. I think that was why Brendan Schooler got so many reps. Jalen Hawkins wasn't in the mix with the top offense as much as I expected him to be. And Brendan Schooler has gotten opportunities with the safeties since he's gotten here. But really that's been with the deep, deep reserves. And he was with the top offense when they first got out there. So definitely interesting. Way too soon to know if he'd be any good at it. He played some safety at Texas, but really has been a special teamer.
Right.
But you never know. Maybe this is a year where things click for him and he adds more onto his plate. Also a year where he could potentially get an extension. So, we'll keep an eye on it, but I wouldn't look too deep into that situation. Also, while we're talking about safeties, give Jabril Pepper some credit.
Yep.
He broke up a downfield pass for Hunter Henry. A lot of breakups whenever the Patriots try to go downfield, but just shows you the depth in this defensive backfield.
For sure, a ton of moving parts on the Patriots defense through 2 days, but one thing is for certain, they are the better unit than the offense right now. They had another great day out here, no matter who's in, who's out, and where players are playing. Make sure you keep it here with us at Patriots Press Fast for all of your Patriots training camp coverage, and follow us on Twitter at Mike Kadlick, at TKyles39, and read all of our work at CLNSmedia.com.
Make sure to subscribe to Patriots Press Pass for all your Patriots news and updates on YouTube, and for all our written work, make sure you check out CLNSmedia.com.